Oh, what a day. What a day for a walk. Let's go for one. We're going to discuss the carbon tax. Hey, I'm Aaron, Canadian Looney. Let's discuss the carbon tax.
Here's a news flash for the Conservative leader. Climate change costs money. And what would cost the most money to Canadians at all is his do-nothing climate plan. News flash. When the Toronto subway gets flooded, it costs money. News flash. When forest fires hit communities across this country, it costs Canadians money to rebuild. When you have droughts that hit farmers and agriculturists across this country, it costs money. What doesn't cost money is putting money in 8 out of 10 of the money of Canadians' pockets with the Canada Carbon Rebate to support their families and fight climate change.
Again this morning, the Parliamentary Budget Officer was in committee saying that 8 out of 10 Canadian families where carbon pricing applies get more money than what they pay in pricing, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, the Conservative Party of Canada continues to spew lies and disinformation on this issue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the price on pollution and the Canada Carbon Rebate are an affordability measure. 8 out of 10 Canadians get more money back than they pay in the price on pollution, and the price on pollution is also an effective and efficient way to fight climate change.
Yeah. 8 out of 10 families get more money back from the carbon tax, if you say so. I've got information that shows that Trudeau and his cabinet have been lying to your face about this. The new report given by the budget officer, who tells them what is really going on, says that 6 out of 10 families are worse off in general. This was in committee, and since that testimony, Trudeau, Guilbeault, a whole bunch of the cabinet ministers, Wilkinson, it's gross, lying straight to Canadians, saying that 8 out of 10, and they know that's not true anymore. They know it's not. Like, that's what the budget officer said. Let's take a look at all of these pieces and show you that they're lying right to you. And they know they're lying. Not all the ministers do it. There's only a few that still do. But they keep trying to, well, not fool people because they're lying. They're just lying to people. That's different than fooling someone. Gosh. Let's take a look at the clips. Let's get into it. Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.
We'll start here with MP Lawrence. He's in committee with the Canadian budget officer, and this is what the budget officer had to say once MP Lawrence got him to answer the questions, which is always difficult to do with all of these witnesses in committee. Lawrence takes them there, though. Listen to this.
Thank you very much. And I must admit, I'm a little exhausted, as I would assume you're so even more, Minister Giroux, about litigating the carbon tax. So, like, I'm not here to play games. I'm just gonna say this like it is. So, if you just take the fiscal impact, it's 8 out of 10 Canadians are better, and they can quote me and they can put that on there. But the reality is, the truth of that is that once you include the economic impact, 6 out of 10 Canadians are worse off. Is that not correct, Mr. Drew?
When we include the economic impact of the fuel charge and the output-based pricing system, it's true that the majority of households are worse off, and we are in the process of updating our analysis to try to isolate the fuel charge, the impact of the fuel charge itself.
Yeah, so when economic and fiscal impacts are combined, as you said, the majority of Canadians are worse off. That's correct. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Giroux. And one last thing on the carbon tax, and then I promise I'll move forward. But the government's own report appears to validate your conclusion. Is that correct?
That is our understanding, because they arrived at an estimate of a negative 0.9%, rounded to 1% of GDP when including the fuel charge and the output-based pricing system, where we had 1.3% in 2030. So that's in the ballpark, and that's very close for that type of analysis.
Yeah, and
Mr. Halan, go ahead, please.
My question is just a clarification. Today's date, when we have all of your analysis done, this secret data that the government was hiding for $25 billion impact on the climate, on the economy, but because of conservatives' pressure, they finally released that it was a $25 billion hit to the Canadian economy and workers at the end of the day. I just wanted to get one clear answer that given all the data, all the secret information that has been finally released, your final conclusion, according to you, still stands, which your final conclusion was that given all the fiscal and economic impacts of the carbon tax scam, a majority of Canadian households are worse off. Can I just get you to confirm that one more time?
The fuel charge and the output-based pricing system, when both are included, yes, that still stands. But
Perfect.
That's it.
Thank you very much. And there is no rebate on this carbon tax too, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So what we can conclude is that when you factor in carbon tax scam 1 and 2, the overall analysis is that a majority of households in Canada will be worse off, correct?
That's correct.
That's correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that there can be some interactions with the provincial regulatory standards as well, so it may not be.
But the overall
fully-
impact would be negative. Yeah. Can I just get a clear answer on that?
Sorry, I don't recall. I believe in our report we showed what the.
Mr. Giroux, you said yes. I just wanted to confirm that overall.
It's very likely yes.
It's very likely yes. Thank you very much. How much time do I have left?
What a great day to be making a video, guys. So there's Lawrence getting the budget officer to say that more families are worse off in general. Not that 8 out of 10 are getting more money back. What an obnoxious statistic to try to dupe people with. But now you'll see Trudeau. I'm gonna have the dates in these videos when he's like saying that 8 out of 10 families, he knows that's not true. He's lying right to you. And he doesn't do it just once. If he's gonna lie to you about that, what else is he going to lie to you about, right? Like, if a person is a liar, they're a liar. Trudeau is a liar. Let's take a look. He does it a few times just in this one question period. There's many examples.
Almost a decade after that NDP Liberal Prime Minister has been in what he calls the big chair, Canada's GDP per capita is actually down, while the American one is up 19%. His carbon taxes are strangling growth. How could the solution possibly be to quadruple the tax to 61 cents a litre and send more jobs and businesses south?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, we know the Leader of the Opposition doesn't believe in climate change and doesn't believe in putting more money in the pockets of Canadians with a Canada carbon rebate. How many wildfires, hurricanes, droughts are going to go after Canadians' lives and livelihoods before he understands you can't have a plan for the economy unless you have a plan for the environment?
All to pay the Prime Minister's greedy quadrupling carbon tax. Why won't he get his hands out of the pockets of the provinces and allow our premiers to fund health care?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
The Canada carbon rebate puts more money in the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadian families right across the country while it fights climate change, while it creates growth. Mr. Speaker, fighting climate change is about building a better future for Canadians. This summer alone, insurers are estimating that $7.7 billion in losses are being covered for that. That is something that we have to step up on right now. And the Conservative leader, who doesn't even believe climate change is real, wants to do absolutely nothing about it. That's not good for Canadians. That's not good for our economy.
Your final conclusion, according to you, still stands, which your final conclusion was that given all the fiscal and economic impacts of the carbon tax scam, a majority of Canadian households are worse off. Can I just get you to confirm that one more time?
The fuel charge and the output-based pricing system, when both are included, yes, that still stands. But
Perfect.
That's it.
So we've got Minister Jonathan Wilkinson. He's a Department of Natural Resources Minister. And one of his favorite lines to use is that, and as you know, 8 out of 10. And this is long after June 17th when the budget officer said that's not true. They continue to do it. Watch Jonathan Wilkinson. Here's a couple of shows. Like, maybe he seems like he's a nice guy. They're sinister. Wilkinson, you're lying to Canadians, and I'm showing them that you're lying. Stop using that line.
Carbon tax is making life unaffordable. Now, after voting for it 24 times, the NDP even say that they are abandoning the carbon tax. So my question to the minister is simple. Will the Liberals join their coalition partners to axe the carbon tax?
The Honourable Minister for Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the price on pollution and the Canada Carbon Rebate are an affordability measure. 8 out of 10 Canadians get more money back than they pay in the price on pollution, and the price on pollution is also an effective and efficient way to fight climate change. That's why progressives, including many who voted for the New Democratic Party in the last election, were shocked at the position that were taken by the leader of the New Democratic Party, walking away from a plan on climate change. Shame on them. They will have to explain that to their voters down the road.
So now we've got Stephen Guilbeault. Let's take a look at this guy. Trash, like he's criminal, like, I don't know, environmental terrorist with his carbon tax, telling Canadians repetitively something he knows is not true. He knows it's not true. This is well after June 17th. My goodness, Stephen Guilbeault, you gotta go, man. Gig's up, bud.
9 years of this Liberal NDP government, taxes are up, costs are up, crime is up, and time is up. The parliamentary budget officer confirmed that the carbon tax is costing Canadians more than they get back. The Prime Minister's plan to quadruple the carbon tax will cost Manitoba families an extra $1,300 per year. Evergreen Basic Needs, a food bank in Gimli, Manitoba, has seen a 30% increase in usage since 2020. When will the Prime Minister finally start listening to Canadians and have a carbon tax election?
The Honourable Minister for the Environment and Climate Change.
Mr. Speaker, what the member is saying would be tragic if it was only true, which is not. The Parliamentary Budget Officer has said in his report that Canadians get more money back from carbon pricing than what they pay, Mr. Speaker. And that's even after he doesn't factor in the impacts of climate change. July and August of 2024 are the costliest months ever. It's the costliest year ever for climate impacts in Canada. $7 billion in climate impacts, Mr. Speaker. What do the Conservative have to say about that? Let the planet burn. Not on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker. We will work to fight climate change and we will work to support Canadians.
The Honourable Member from Selkirk to Interlake Eastman.
Well, the Minister knows that a tax plan isn't an environment plan. And what the
We include the economic impact of the fuel charge and the output-based pricing system. It's true that the majority of households are worse off, and we are in the process of updating our analysis to try to isolate the fuel charge, the impact of the fuel charge itself.
Yeah.
Oh, Arif Virani, Attorney General, Minister of Justice, who's here to protect Canadians. He's saying the same lie, man. Like, you would think that someone would let them know. Oh, yeah, they did. They just continue to lie. It's repulsive, guys. Arif Virani, you're a piece of work. Canadians are going to find out, I'm showing.
The question is, when will this lame duck Prime Minister call carbon tax elections so Canadians can have their say?
I remind members to be careful about making comments about specific members of Parliament. The Honourable Minister of Justice and Attorney General.
Let's review the facts for a moment about the carbon price. The carbon price reduces pollution and puts money back into the pockets of Canadians. In fact, 8 out of 10 families receive more money back than they pay with an increasing price on pollution. It is the single best market mechanism known to reduce carbon footprints. We used to have a lot of parties in this chamber supporting that price. Unfortunately, we've seen a flip in terms of position by virtue of the leader of the NDP's position. What that does is it signals voter cynicism, but it also signals to progressives, including in my riding of Parkdale High Park, that if you want a party that's going to fight against climate change, your only choice is the Liberal Party of Canada.
He's a liar, he's a corrupt person. So here he is, 8 out of 10. We always knew it wasn't going to be 8 out of 10, right? Like, did you know anybody that made more? I do not. I don't discuss that kind of thing with people very often. But if I did, there would be nobody telling, but I don't know of anybody. So gang, we're gonna wrap it up right there. I'm Aaron, this is Canadian Loony. Like, share, subscribe, get notified. The carbon tax, 8 out of 10, no more. They can't use that lie, or at least have it work on you, or even wonder about it anymore. They're lying, straight up. It's gross to watch, they do it. Aaron, Canadian Loony, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. Catch you in the next one. All right. So we're gonna wrap up the video right there. We always knew the carbon tax was a big joke, and these lies that they're shoving down our throats still gigs up though. They can't use that trick on you anymore now that you've seen this video. Aaron, Canadian Loony, like, share, subscribe, get notified. We'll be back with more videos. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching this one. Ciao. Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.